Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Thursday night, January the 23rd. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Glad that you are all here. I know we might not be in the best mood. And if you know anything about my show, this is a tell. For those of you that play poker or any type of other gambling, a tell is something that you can pick up on someone's body language or their verbal language to tell you that something different happens. So poker players study each other's body language, and if they can pick up tells from other players, that means they pick up something to have their advantage. I know my guest, he knows exactly what a tell is. He knows exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about poker tells. So this is a tell that I have my headphones on. That means one thing and one thing only. Tell me what it means in the chat. Why am I wearing earbuds, you guys? Earbuds. Is it because I'm trying to block out the noise in my family, or does it mean anything else? But that is the tell. While we wait for your answers, I want to welcome you properly. Again, welcome to CCC Clay's Canucks Commentary, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. And happy birthday to your daughter, Swervin Irvin. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thank you for your support. And everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, lower mainland province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. And so I love, just before I get to how you can get involved tonight, I asked you, why am I wearing earbuds? And then we have here, it's a member's birthday. Fangirl says it's a guest. So Alfred is saying if it's a member's birthday, that means that I bring them on the stream. Fillmore says, you got those pods because it's been revealed you have a producer that's actually feeding you lines to say. Well, if I did have a producer, they're not doing a good job for the amount of times that I stutter and mess up and use word whiskers, but that's okay. Skytrain Alfred, why would you say Doodle Hockey is the guest? That's like the worst guess ever. But you're probably right. But we'll get to that in about 10 or 15 minutes. Today is Doodle Hockey with the eyes. As if I can't keep a secret. Double two guys can't keep a secret. Roman, today is my birthday. Can I please get a shout? Of course, Roman Basson. Roman, happy birthday. Not only do you get a shout out from Canuck Clay, but you also get the goal horn made by legendary Lucas Gates. So let's give some birthday love to Mr. Roman. And at the same time, we'll give some birthday love to the daughter of Swervin Irvin. It's everyone's birthday tonight on a night that the Canucks lose 6-2. So happy birthday to you, Roman. Happy birthday to the daughter of Swervin Irvin. Yes, I'm happy for Doodle Hockey just to keep himself busy in the chat while I wait to bring him on. Darren says you have a Bluetooth connection to your mic. Does it sound bad today? Hold on. I thought I put it on the right microphone. It says, it says sure microphone, or maybe you're just asking about it. And then Justin says, welcome to CCC Therapy Night. Indeed. Yes. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Did the horn work? Yeah, I sound beautiful. I know I look beautiful. And I know if there's anyone that knows something about using a mic properly, it is Doodle Hockey. And Bananas, yes, is the guest Rick Dollywall. He doesn't know how to use Zoom. Bananas, I don't know if you remember that from my 24-hour live stream. I couldn't bring him on, so I had to hold the phone up to the microphone for 45 minutes. Yeah, thanks a lot, Rick. He's also appeared on other shows where I don't know what that guy uses and how he obviously is number one when it comes to scoops and being connected to agents. He's the opposite number one when it comes to understanding technology. Okay, let's talk about tonight's game. But before I do that, this is how you get involved. You can subscribe to the channel so you get active in the chat section, get notified of my videos. You can like the video, like the fact that we're together, like the fact that I am bringing Doodle Hockey on in about 10 or 15 minutes, like the fact that, well, I don't know, that three guys were +2 tonight. Somehow in a 6-2 loss, Besser, Miller, and Suter were +5 combined. And like the fact that we're together. That's the main thing. whether it's therapy, whether it's just support group, whether it's Canucks Fans Anonymous, whatever you want to call us, at least we are here together tonight. So like the video, it helps me out. You can leave a donation, get that donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Okay. Before I bring Jake on, and so gracious, no, actually, I'll do my intro to Jake in a few minutes. Let me tell you for 1 minute where I was tonight. Let me for 5 minutes recap the game, and then that's about a perfect time. Then at about quarter after the hour, I will bring Jake on. Okay, I didn't watch the game tonight, and that's why I'm really grateful that Doodle Hockey has offered to come on here and join me and help me out a little bit. Because tonight, and I mentioned this last night, Gail and I took Kayla, our third child, our grade 12 child, to Corpus Christi College. That is the Catholic college out at UBC, and she's already been accepted to Corpus Christi College. She's been accepted to SFU. She's been accepted to Langara. She's waiting on UBC, and then, but because this is a potential school she might go to, we went to an info night, and it was specifically about scholarships. And they have a scholarship that offers, if you're successful, $25,000 over 2 years. $25,000 over 2 years. So Kayla went to learn about it. We knew a lot about it because we have friends and I'm pretty well connected at the college. And it was great. I was so proud of her, in terms of representing herself. It doesn't have to represent Gail and me, representing herself, the emo name, and most importantly, just trying to make connections. There are a lot of nice students there, a lot of great workers there, but of the students, I definitely thought that Kayla was the most engaged, seemed the most interested, and asked the best questions. So, obviously I'm biased because that's my daughter. So that's where Gail and I were tonight. Then I'm getting a text from Jason Lim of Vancouver Experts. I'm calling my son Sean every time I get a break. And I hear 3-0, then 4-0, then Sherwood's got hurt. Then what's going on? Is someone going to get fired? Oh no. How am I going to talk about this? And then I came home, so from that wonderful event, and I tweeted out, I said, okay, didn't see the game. I got to do a show tonight. Should I watch the whole show or parts of it? And 12 people said, don't bother watching any of it. And then Doodle Hockey said, let me in. That's a wrestling reference that he appreciated. I appreciate. I don't know if so I responded back with Yowie Wowie, which is also a wrestling reference. And then he's kind of chuckling. I don't think he knew that I knew that, but maybe he did. So I'm happy that Jake's going to help me break down the game. But I did. I took everyone's advice. I didn't watch the highlights. I didn't watch the game on my PVR. Actually, I lied. I watched Vincent Desharnais' penalties because I wanted to know how he took 3 penalties, how the Edmonton Oilers scored on 2 of them, like 2 of the power plays. I get that one was just as he exited the box, but still, the fact that he's not, or the Canucks are 1 man short, there's a reason why, they got scored on. So I want to watch his 2 penalties. I want to watch what happened between Garland and Perry and Hughes and all that. And then I ended up watching the goals on replay. So let's do the goals real quickly. We'll do a quick look at the box score. We'll do a quick look at the standings. And then I will bring Doodle Hockey on. So you guys know that I always show the goals. I only do goal breakdowns when they actually win. But no matter win or lose, I show the goals using the Edge goal visualizer that is on NHL.com. So the first goal is Zach Hyman from Draisaitl and Arvidsson. This is 6 minutes in. And this, okay, look here. Look at Hronek covering Hyman. We're safe. Look at Susie covering this guy. We're safe. And then the other 6 guys are in here with Pickard and then Demko just minding his own business. Then somehow Draisaitl makes a backhand pass, not a forehand snap pass, a backhand pass all the way up. And then somehow Hronek gets stuck at center. Okay, what's happening here? And then I think with any, I don't know if Hronek had a long shift, but with any strong skating stride, he could have cut off Hyman. But instead, he digs a big loop, gets behind Hyman, and Hyman makes a strong power move. He is a good skater. He's good with the puck, and he simply beats Demko 1-0. That does not need to go in. I don't like Hronek's play there. And Jake, I know you're watching in the background. I'm willing to take all your feedback once you jump on, but this is just me with 1 pass through the highlights and 1 pass through this Edge goal visualizer. Then this is the end of that Desharnais penalty. And then the Oilers work it around. And I remember when watching this, I was wondering, what's Susie doing here? Because they're supposed to play the diamond. Susie's supposed to be the bottom guy. And then Sherwood's supposed to be one of the 2 sides. But Sherwood gets confused, doesn't know if he's supposed to take Hyman. Susie got lost there. And then all it takes is for Nuge to find Draisaitl. And Draisaitl is not going to miss from the face-off dot. So 2-0. And then where's Desharnais? He should be coming out of the penalty box. Oh, there he is. So that's a 2-0 lead for Edmonton. Then the backbreaker just 20 seconds later. Well, all the goals were backbreakers, but this goal ends up being the game winner. This is Adam Henrique. So the fourth line on for the Canucks. I think that Sasson loses his man. Yeah, so Sasson's on Henrique right there. And then, but he kind of loses him. And then you got DeBrusk here. You got both Canucks defensemen, Hughes and Friedman, kind of tied up here. And now no one is taking Henrique. Now that I think about it, no one is taking this guy either, Perry. So Henrique is able to scoop the puck from behind the net. And there's two Canucks players here, not even one defenseman, because Friedman's, even though the Friedman's the right side defenseman, he's on the left side of the goal. Hughes, I don't know who he's checking. Garland's probably, no, Garland is fine. He just got booed every time to touch the puck, which is pretty funny. So Henrique just stuffs it in 3-0. Honestly, when I saw, well, I knew the result, but when I heard it was 3-0 going into this first intermission, I knew the Canucks were going to have a hard time getting into the game. 2 minutes into the second period is Zach Hyman. And this goal, I'm not sure what Bluger, so Susie back pass to Bluger. I know what Bluger's trying to do. He's trying to do a quick back pass to Friedman, but either Friedman's in the wrong place or Bluger makes a horrible pass. Horrible read, and he gets pressured a little bit by Perry there, but there, boom, into the middle, and then an easy goal for, did Hyman tip that actually? Yeah, Philip shot that, and then it was Hyman in front of the net. And then Nugent Hopkins scores on a power play. This one, they just kind of fall asleep here. So nothing happens. And then I think Susie feels like he has to take Draisaitl, which is fine because Draisaitl kills us from that spot all the time. So Susie makes that move, but in doing so, it creates a quick 2-on-1 here. And then you have Nugent Hopkins 5-0 Canucks. Thank you, Fangirl, for the donation. I'll get to that in a second. We got two Canucks goals to talk about at least. Brock Besser. This one is a nice play, a nice breakout. Here we go, 3-on-3, a typical breakout. And then Miller makes the pass and then heads straight toward the net and does a good job of taking the defenseman with him. Basically, he's Brock open. And Brock, the whole team's struggling, but at least he still has a shot. And he puts a wonderful snapshot past Pickard. And now we know that Pickard's at least not going to get a shutout on us. And then just 2.5 minutes later, Hronek, 92-mile-an-hour slap shot off the face-off. So Miller wins it, or a scramble. Besser gets it back to Hughes. Hughes over to Hronek. Podkolzin, that's 92. Remember him? He tries to get him too late, and then a nice slapper, 5-2. Do we have some life? Someone told me that Pettersson hit a post or a crossbar, but then no more goals for the end of the second period, and then Kapanen. Now this is a goal to me that doesn't go in if Demko and the team isn't struggling. But I want to show you one thing here. Kapanen comes in on Hughes and Suter. You guys, it's a 1-on-2. So if I was to show you this and I'd say, hey, guess what? Kapanen's going to score on his own rebound. That means you don't think the defense did a good job boxing him out, and you don't think Demko did a good job corralling the rebound. Now, both can be true. Kapanen shoots. Demko puts it right back to him. Hughes nor Suter pick him up. And there's the final score, 6-2 Edmonton Oilers. Let's look at the stats real quick. Even shots in the first, although Edmonton comes out with 3-0, 13-11, 14-4 in the second. A small push from the... You know what? We scored our 2 goals in the second period. We only had 4 shots. 34-26 for the shots. We outfaced off them. Who cares? We did not even get a power play opportunity. They went 2 for 4. So they obviously won the special teams battle. Penalty minutes, we had 3 times as many. More hits. Same amount of block shots, but none of that really matters. Finally, we go to the box score. And what sticks out to me in a 6-2 loss, Besser and Miller are +2. And Suter's +1. On the bad side, you got Bluger, DeBrusk are -2s. Garland's a -2 as well. Looking at the ice time, only 6 minutes for Sherwood because he exited the game in the second period. So that's another negative from tonight's game. Carlson didn't do much. I don't know why you scratch Hoglander for Carlson. I've seen enough of Carlson. Looking at shots, 3 for Besser, 3 for Miller, 3 for Suter, 3 for Di Giuseppe. And then looking at hits, 4 for Miller. So Miller had one of those, 1 assist +2, 17.5 minutes, 3 shots, 1 block, 4 hits. And I'm trying to get to his face-off thing, but I think the way I have the screen set up, well, how do I get to? Oh, here it is. I just want to see Miller's face-offs. Yeah, another 61%. Well, so Miller had another complete game. Go down to the defenseman, -2 for Soucy, -1 for Friedman, Hronek, 25 minutes for Hughes, 25 minutes for Hronek, 2 shots for Hronek and 3 for Hughes, 1 block for Hughes, 4 blocks for Soucy, and then 3 hits for Soucy. So Soucy had good, I guess, hustle stats, 1 shot, 4 block, 3 hits, but he did go -2. So I don't know. I'll let Jake tell me what stood out to him. You look at the scores. Let's just talk about the ones we care about. Stuff in the Pacific Western Conference, Pacific Division. So the Knights win. They beat the Blues. So we're not going to catch Vegas. So that's actually good that they beat St. Louis. However, Utah blanks Minnesota somehow. That's not good. And this is the worst one. The Flames beat the Sabres. So you add it all up, and this is the last thing I'll show you. The playoff race now. Oh no. We are now 3 games behind Calgary, and they have their 1 game in hand still. We are tied with St. Louis with their win. No, sorry, they lost. So still tied with St. Louis, and they played 2 more games, so technically we're ahead of them. But you have Utah slowly creeping up, only 1 point behind us now with the same number of games. So now you could argue what was a 2-horse race for 8th, Calgary and Vancouver, has now become a 4-horse race between Calgary, Vancouver, St. Louis, and Utah. All right, I'm gonna recognize Fangirl's donation. I'm gonna do my mid-show sponsor read. We're doing it really early, so then I can be with Doodle Hockey uninterrupted. So let's do this first. I'm gonna recognize Fangirl. Let's give Fangirl some love in the chat. Shout out to Fangirl Gaming with a $7 donation. Gets the donation train out of the station. Thank you, Fangirl. Sportsnet Pacific even missed the beginning of the game. Started with a poker, then tried to air NHL's best before switching to the Canucks. Well, I didn't even know that, and that my whole talk about tells at the start it had nothing to do with that. But that's kind of interesting. They missed the start of the. How come? But my recording, I got the anthems and the pregame. Maybe I was watching a different channel. But yes, I'm sorry you missed sports. Hopefully you didn't miss any goals. Fangirl, but thank you, Fangirl, for the donation. Let's give Fangirl some love in the chat. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do my mid-show sponsor read. Hey, Trev, nice to see you. I'm not sure if you did a show tonight, and I hope it went okay and that you're doing okay. I'm gonna do my mid-show sponsor read. Then what I'll do is I will bring on Jake. We'll chat for the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll let Jake, I want Jake to stay with me, and we'll answer questions together from all of you. So you keep asking questions, keep answering your own questions. We will get to your questions in about 15 or 20 minutes from now. But first, as always, I start my mid-show sponsor read off by thanking Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Thank you to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Liu, Weight Loss Coach. You can check him out at coachpatrickliu.com/clay and sign up for a free 5-day workout. Thank you to Gassy Jet Art, maker of that fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Thanks to everyone who has purchased Canuck Clay merch. You can do so at canuckclay.threadless.com. Appreciate you. And don't forget that this is how you get involved tonight. You can subscribe to the channel. You can like the video. You can leave a donation like Fangirl Gaming has done. Gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. There's the black screen that we always talk about. I got to figure out why that's been happening. This is my last show of the week. I do not stream on Fridays and Saturdays. I'm at Beetlejuice tomorrow night. I subscribe to Broadway Across Canada, so it's our first show. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know any of the songs, so I don't know if I should go in blind or at least read a spoiler-free alert or website, a recap. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm at Beetlejuice tomorrow night. Then Saturday night, I had a chance to go to the Capitals game in a suite. I won actually a gift prize, but a gift bundle. But because I can't go, I have to do the gift bundle for another weekend. I won't say who it's from just yet. No big deal. But yes, I hope you guys all enjoy the Capitals Canucks game, and I will be at a big church event celebrating our church's 90th anniversary. Okay, right on time, 11:20. Enough about me. I'm happy to bring on my good friend. He's been on my show before. He's been on other shows. That's why he basically can't start his own YouTube channel. He's too busy being a guest on other shows. Just kidding. Love your brother. But he's going to help me break down this game and always got something good to say and always something worthwhile. So please welcome my good friend, the man with the mic, Mr. Doodle Hockey.
Hello, hello.
How are you, brother?
I can't start my own YouTube channel for hockey because I'd have a heart attack covering this hockey team, to be completely honest.
No, and you know I'm teasing you. It's just because I can't wait for you to start. But I know you got other things going on. Forget about the Canucks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. It's really nice talking to you again and talking to your lovely community here.
No, happy to have you on. I know you were on Trev's show earlier in the week, and I know he was grateful for you as well. So I just love how we all support each other and just try and help each other out. And I'm not sure if Trev is still in here. So thanks, Trev. Keep up the good work, and thanks to everyone who is in here. Okay, I like your background.
Yeah, thanks. I'm literally I was trying to find like them together and smiling and happy, but I couldn't. So this was the closest thing I could find when it comes to like them kind of spread out with my head in the middle. So
just for fun, point to the guy you like more.
Here we go.
No, you don't have to, but you can.
You know what? Regular season, I'll say this guy, and playoffs, I'll say this guy.
I actually did watch. Trev's here. Good. I actually did watch your appearance on Trev's show. You guys both did a great job, and I know you guys got into Miller PD a bit. Like, how can you not? I try to avoid it as much as I can, but everyone's talking about it. But before we talk about that, give me your impressions and take your time. I won't interrupt you. Just talk to me about this game. I did a quick recap from what I read, saw, heard, but tell me what you saw tonight. Did you watch the whole thing, firstly?
Well, just to get on that other point for real quick, as long as people are respectful about it and treat it like a hockey thing instead of more, kind of personal attacks of, like all the mental illness and type like that. As long as they stay away from that and they focus more on just the hockey aspect, I think you can have some good conversations. It's just when it goes a little too far, it can get a little crazy. As for the game, I actually was at the dentist for the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game, so I did miss the first 5 or 6, but I saw the rest of the game.
Who makes a dentist appointment at 6:30 at night, man? Oh, I guess you do.
Apparently I do. Is that not a thing? Do people not have afternoon type dentist appointments?
That's true.
I work till 5.
Yeah, I know. You got a full-time job. I know. All right. So you got home from the dentist, and it was 0-0 then by the time you got home still, or no more?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was. I think I came in and they scored. But here's the thing, okay? So for the first period, Leon Draisaitl absolutely killed us. Every time he was on the ice, he made something happen. Saucer passes, just the way he controls the puck on the boards. We had no answer for him. We had no answer for him in that first period, and he was one of the biggest reasons why. We had a few scoring chances. Bluger had a scoring chance out front, and Petey had a scoring chance as well. But overall, Hyman, for example, the Hyman, the goal, the Draisaitl backhand pass all the way across with Hyman kind of on a near breakaway there, right by Demko, right? That goal. So I think it's important that we have to start talking about Thatcher Demko here. It's been 12 or 13 games now. He just doesn't look like himself. I don't know what's going on. I'm not a goalie specialist or a doctor or anything like that, even though I like to pretend I'm a doctor. I'm you know what? Maybe he did hurt himself, but
Dr. Doodle does have a good ring to it. Dr.
Yes,
Doodle,
I think that must be copyrighted somewhere for sure.
It doesn't sound right now that I think about it. Anyway,
but yeah, it's you see that goal, and I don't know. I don't feel like his lateral movement is bad. It's just this is how I'll describe the way Demko's playing right now. A lot of people thinks it's the injury. Could be 100%. Yeah. I think it's confidence. I think it's lack of when he wasn't playing that much. I think he just obviously there's a lot of drama going around. obviously the defense is not helping them much right now. The defense is tragic right now. It's really, really difficult. I'm sure we're gonna have a long discussion on that, but it's just there's something off with Demko. So like the first period, it was bad. Like another one of those slow starts where Rick Tocchet keeps saying like we're gonna be prepared. They're gonna come out strong, and they did not come out so strong.
Yeah, and yes, let's keep talking. I want to address the Demko thing. I want to really quickly, as you know, due to hockey, I like to recognize these before I miss them. So bear with me for a second. But it's a question to you.
Ooh.
So shout out to RSA, franchise member, watching all the way from Sweden, member for 5 months. Says, Jake, imagine if you do watch-alongs. Will you survive those? I think that has to do with your heart attack comment. And then also, Clay, send us some cinema popcorn picture tomorrow. Cinema popcorn pictures. Well, I'm not going to sit there and take pictures of my popcorn. I got to figure out what the heck I'm watching. Anyways, more importantly, would you ever do watch-alongs when you get your channel going?
Well, I used to do wrestling watch-alongs, and that I lasted, I think, a month doing wrestling watch-alongs. I just couldn't handle it. It's just very, very interesting. Like, and I'm not talking about my live streams after; those were amazing. But watch-alongs are difficult because you gotta, everybody maybe expects you to react a specific way. So if you react maybe differently than what's the consensus, like you can get a little odd there. But with hockey, I think it would be easier because everybody's reacting the same way right now. And it's not good. But in all seriousness, thanks for the comment there. That's nice of you. I have seen a couple of these lovely people in your community in Twitter at my at Doodle Hockey X channel there, awesome. Twitter there. So it's actually nice to see some familiar faces there as well.
No, that's so cool because that's amazing. Like when I hear or see, and they're not my people. These are everyone here is a person, independent person, right? But I have some exposure to them. Others do. So, but when I see people that not my people, but when I see people whose names I recognize, interacting with you on Twitter or in Trev's stream or in this person, it's awesome. It's awesome because it's not about having your own people, your own tribe. It's about building our community, especially in a year like this. So let's go back to Demko. You're right. 12 games played, but they're, we could excuse him for the first 4, 6, 8, even 10, because none of us, you and I especially, we can't relate to having that kind of injury. But there is a time where you got to flip the switch and say, okay, acknowledging that he had he worked his butt off to get back, but we are paying him $5 million to be our starting goalie and to lead us to the playoffs, and we're gonna have to make a decision on him in the next year or two. I think it's fair to start to ask these questions of, will he ever get back to his former, Vezina caliber self? And I know some people in the chat might say, Clay, come on, man, or Jake, come on. He's coming back from a major injury. Yes, I get that, but we can't use that excuse forever, can we?
Well, I don't think anybody here, including me or you, are asking to trade Thatcher Demko or anything. Yeah. I'm just saying we're going to need a little bit more time to form for myself, I'm not going to speak for you, but for myself, like to form an opinion on how he is. Like maybe this whole season for him is going to be kind of awkward, and then he's going to figure it out by next season, and he's going to be amazing and be one of the best goalies in the league, which we know he can be. Like he's that talented. We don't know. Like maybe it's a confidence issue. Like we don't know what exactly is going on with Demko. All I can tell you is look at the stats. It's not very good, and you can just watch the eye test as well. He's just not playing that well. Like remember when Shilovs wasn't playing that well, everybody was like, well, you can't have a backup goaltender having stats like that. Well, right now I think Demko's stats are worse than Shilovs is right now. That gives you kind of like an example of like he's been poor, and I'm sure I hope he's gonna snap out of it and he's gonna be great for us. But like he needs a lot of help too. Let's like that defense. Like when are we gonna talk? Let's talk about it.
All right, just before we get to defense, just because you brought it up, stats. So goals against Lankinen 263, Demko 347, Shilovs 411.
Shilovs is worse than never.
And
mind
save
that.
Percentage, and I get it. These you need help with your defense. I get it. Save percentage. Lankinen 903. Demko 867.
Okay.
Shilovs, it starts with an 847. So
so Demko is out playing Shilovs. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, just by a bit. Okay, let's move on. And last thing,
okay.
we're fine. Last thing, people are saying maybe we can't understate or overstate, whatever the word is, the fact that Ian Clark is no longer director of goaltending. A lot of people brought that up in the chat, actually.
Well, when the initial news came out, it was kind of like, well, he's still going to be in the Canucks organization, and then, if I'm not mistaken, he's not even in the Canucks organization anymore. Didn't he move on somewhere, or is he still working like as the I don't know.
If he's left, I didn't hear about it, to be honest with you.
I could be wrong. If he hasn't left, please, someone in chat, correct me on that. He might still be on the team and just working as like an outside role, but I know he's not doing any more on ice. I know he's not the director anymore, for example.
Correct.
And we have a new goalie coach as well. So losing him is tough. Like, he had a relationship with Thatcher Demko, and he had a relationship with these guys, and everything he did was mostly pretty decent. The only problem is he worked them so hard, and the argument was that he worked them so hard. He's one of the reasons why Thatcher Demko always does get injured. And is that fair? I'm not one to tell, but it is true that a lot of the goaltenders that he does mentor seem to have get bad injuries. So I don't know if it's connected or not, but
it sounds like thank you, Swerve Irvin says Ian Clark lives in Florida now, so maybe he does more scouting and development type stuff. By the way, I must be getting tired or seeing things. When I quickly look at your background, I see Petey and Miller moving. Like,
are they really?
No, they're not.
I'm tripping.
All right, let's move.
Clay, we don't need to know.
A good way to look at actually the whole team is to go through the three facets. So we just talked about goaltending, Lankin, and he probably would have got a couple of these starts if he wasn't sick. So let's move on to defense. So Desharnais, they featured him because the media gets to ask or request certain players, and sometimes the Canucks say yes, and sometimes they say no. You get the captain. But today, Vincent Desharnais makes sense. It's his first trip back to Edmonton. He's likable. When I hear him in interviews, he's funny. Like, he's likable. He's humble. All these things, and then he goes out and does what he does tonight.
He's a really likable guy, and I actually the Dyson Ice was just recently. He was there. Really likable guy, just an incredibly likable guy.
Did you go?
No, but I have a few friends I know that went, and
cool.
They had a great time. I actually got some souvenirs of it too, so it was actually kind of cool. But I might be going next year because I'm a dealer, so I might be just dealing for them. And
card dealer. You got to clarify. Card dealer.
Yes, a card dealer. I'm not supplying Clay with some promise. Hey, maybe that's why your screen keeps moving behind now.
Some people think that I'm on something every time they meet me, to be honest with you.
Well, you did get hit in the face with a freaking tortilla, so I said frickin', by the way.
I know, you're good. I know you try really hard when you're with me. Thank you. All right, so back to Desharnais. 3 penalties tonight.
He had a terrible game. Let's be honest. He, the first person who would admit he had a terrible game is probably himself. Like, I'm sure he's not happy with what he did today. He couldn't make a pass. Like, he can't make a pass. He took stupid penalties. Yeah. Let's be honest, right? So, like, he had a terrible, terrible game, but he has. Like, it is true. He has been better in the last 2 to 3 weeks. And like Forbert, for example, Forbert especially has been pretty good this season.
No, I like Forbert's game.
Yeah, the Ian Cole replacement, and he's been good. And of course we can talk about the things we lost, but with Desharnais, like, he's too erratic for me, and he just can't pass. Like, I know everybody says skating and things like that, which it is an issue too, but he just can't make a breakout pass. He just it's slow off his stick and it's not accurate. So, like, I'm not saying I'm better than him. He can kill me in every single way in hockey. I'm just saying, as a National Hockey League player, I've been watching hockey for 30 years. I see people that can make passes. He just can't make a pass. And I think that's why Edmonton kind of said, you know what, you're great on the penalty kill, but we need you to make a pass.
Yeah. I love what you said about Forbert, because we didn't get a really good – it wasn't even like we didn't get a good first impression. We didn't get any impression because he started the season off kind of like not really healthy. Then he went out, his father unfortunately passed away late in the year. So he's just getting the groove now. And I love how you said he was supposed to be the Ian Cole replacement. He basically is doing what Ian Cole did. Solid, not remarkable, not noticeable, stands up for his teammates. And he's not the best passer either, but he certainly doesn't struggle like Desharnais does, for sure. Mm-hmm. Like, that's for sure. So we talked about Desharnais, we talked about Forbert. Now we had this whole Hughes, Friedman, Susie, Hronek kind of mumbo jumbo of our top four. It's funny how much weaker we look without Myers, isn't it?
I don't know if I would go like, yes, we are weak. We are weaker without Tyler Myers, but Tyler Myers is not exactly lighting up the world on fire, this season either. But yes, he has been okay, I guess. The problem is at the beginning of the season, Clay, what did we say? We said, I'm pretty sure I remember you saying this as well, but what do we need? A top four defenseman to, help out Quinn Hughes and Hronek and Susie. Help them out. We need another top four guy to eat tons of minutes, 20, 25 minutes a night, just like a ton of minutes. And then we would be okay because you're dropping Myers down as the number 6 guy then. And then, on the number 5 guy on the left side, you could have whatever on there. Right. Yep. So we're missing that. Right. And because we're elevating a lot of these players and they're kind of playing outside of their roles, and our system is not as tight this year, which is very important to mention because the Rick Tocchet's system was always about like organization, and tightness and, proper positioning and proper board battles and everything. Because we can't make a pass from our defense, it's really putting a lot of pressure on the forwards to not go offensively, which means we're more time in our defensive end. When we're more time in our defensive end, that means there's higher chances of, letting more goals in. So it's all kind of connected, right?
Yes. Yeah. That's a great point about the connection. And sometimes when people talk about how bad our D is, some people are quick to jump in, rightfully saying it's not just the defense. And obviously the goalies are part of it. Obviously the forwards are part of it, right? The way they back check, kind of how you said everything's connected. But ultimately, when you think about defense, you think about your defensemen. When you think about scoring, you think about your forwards. So it just, and I don't know if I'm surprised or not surprised. You bring up Carlson and he goes into the lineup. You bring up DPD and he doesn't go in the lineup. It's kind of weird. Like at this point, you're not bringing up guys just so they can practice with the team. So I don't know if they think that DPD is going to get in on Saturday against Washington. Yeah, welcome to the NHL. Or and maybe it's easy to say this because if you sit Desharnais and you bring in DPD now, you have 4 lefties and 2 righties, and we know Tocchet doesn't like that either. So you're not bringing in DPD for Hughes, obviously, and probably not Susie or Forbert, right?
Well, I personally, this is my opinion. I think they're protecting DPD today. I don't think they wanted his first game to be against the Edmonton Oilers. Especially with all the drama going into this game, it could have been because it wasn't even that physical. Like you would think it would be way more physical considering. Yeah. Oh my God, the Edmonton media just like, I swear, and I don't want to go too on tangent about this because I'm trying to stay away from Edmonton Oilers fans because they could be quite erratic sometimes, as we know. And I'm a positive, happy individual. I want to stay that way. But I know about 3 or 4 Edmonton Oilers, fans, like diehard fans, and even they messaged me. They're like, dude, Connor McDavid hit Garland in the face with cross-check, and they're losing their mind over, Garland. It's an Oilers fans telling me this. Yes. It was completely media driven, and then they kind of ran it back. If you actually heard a lot of the interviews with the Edmonton Oilers media guys today, they're saying it was never about it's about the NHL officiating. Yeah. I was like, wait just a second, Mr. 2 Riots, no cups. I saw that, but that was a great interview, by the way.
Stauffer, right? Bob Stauffer? Yeah.
Yeah, did you catch that on?
Yeah, I thought he was good. I thought Jason Gregory, a little bit annoying, but he was actually pretty good too. Like they were 2 of the more level-headed ones. It's the Matheson guy, and there's a couple other ones that are just crazy in Edmonton.
I've never met him. I never interviewed him. I don't know him, so I don't know if they're I don't know what they like, but I thought that one specific interview on Don and Dolly there, I thought that was great. So
he was pretty funny. Yeah, he was.
What was the original question? Sorry.
No, we were just talking about D. We were talking about what happens to DPD. You said don't protect him, don't bring him in against Edmonton. So what? You play him against Washington?
That's tough too, right? But at least there's no you don't have that. There's a little bit of hate there, but. They're a physical team too, but DPD is a physical defenseman, so we could use someone like that. And I think he skates a little bit better than Desharnais, and he's younger than Desharnais. Will probably have that energy, right? So get him in there. I understand not playing against Edmonton with all the drama that could have happened, but Washington, absolutely get him in.
Friedman only plays 10 minutes tonight, but that's because he had that 10-minute misconduct. So that takes away 10 of his potential minutes. Obviously, are we crazy to say that we actually missed Noah Juleson?
Yes, we are crazy to say we miss. I told you this before, Clay. Like, I appreciate the heart of Noel Juleson. I think he's a really good physical when he's playing physical when he's on his game, blocking shots. I like that. But he has the same problem as Desharnais. He can't pass. So, and that drives me like his decision making with the puck just drives me crazy. But other than that, like I actually like Juleson as a hockey player.
Yeah. Okay, let's do 5 minutes on the forwards, and then we'll go to questions. How's that sound?
Sure.
Okay, what happened to Sherwood? I didn't see it. What happened to Sherwood?
I don't know.
Okay, great. Did anyone, someone tell us? We got two guys talking about the Canucks. Can someone in the chat tell us what happened to Sherwood? What is wrong with Jake DeBrusk? Is his streakiness coming through again?
It's so funny you mentioned him because I was talking to someone about him. So this is probably why Boston Bruins, like he drove Boston Bruins crazy, because 1 month he'll be just awful. Next month he'll be amazing. Then he'll be awful. Then he'll be amazing. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to align it that if we make the playoffs, it's not on the bad month, it's on the good month. So he'll be solid at least for the first month or two.
But what if we actually win 2 rounds? Then he's gonna be bad.
Oh yeah, he's gonna probably. But hey, if we win that, he'll be good in the Stanley Cup Finals, right? So you just gotta align it properly. But that's the problem with Jake DeBrusk, right? Yeah. To be honest, I watched him a lot in the playoffs. He's not playing anything like that right now. He's not playing physical. Like he doesn't hit. It's so frustrating when you see a guy who can skate, shoot. Yeah, he has good awareness, but he doesn't hit. I don't know. I want Rick Dawkins to like have like a practice with him. Like, okay, DeBrusk, you are for 45 minutes. You're gonna just do nothing but watch Sherwood play hockey and just go around hitting everything, and then maybe he'll clue in, right? Because when Tyler Myers plays the best hockey, what is he like? He hits people, right?
Right.
So I want to see him more engaged, honestly.
Yep. The game starts off Miller, Garland, Suter, right? And then DeBrusk, PD, and Besser. And then by the second period, Besser's back with Miller. Who do you like Besser playing with? PD or with Miller?
Miller.
Yeah, me too.
They have this natural chemistry together, right? And they don't want to, kill each other. So like that probably helps. But you know what? My theory before was just to put the lotto line together and force them to play each other for a couple of weeks. But that was back when the drama. I think the drama now is kind of like not overblown, but like I feel like it has gone down the temperature level, and now it's just more about trades. Which I hope we have trade talk later because it'll be hilarious.
No, by the way, I stand corrected. This is what happens when you don't watch the game and pretend you did. Apparently, the lineup was Miller, Besser, Suter from the start, and then it was PD, DeBrusk, and Garland. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so anything you want to add to the whole Miller PD stuff?
I don't know what they're going to do. My heart says that, or I guess my brain says that they're going to trade JT Miller because it's like he's an older player. Like some people in the Twitter sphere don't really like him very much. Yeah. Please, you know who you are, but I'm not going to say your name. But I love JT Miller. I love JT Miller. And you know what? I went on a 45-minute tangent with RevTrev there defending Elias Pettersson. Like I love Elias Pettersson too. Like, but right now I don't know what you're going to do, because if you lose JT Miller, you are losing that heart and soul guy. Like obviously he's not playing like that right now, but when he's on, like, he's such a special talent when he's on with that physicality. And if you lose him, like our team is going to be super soft. So does that mean we have to trade Pettersson? I wouldn't do that either. Yeah. If you're going to trade Miller, I feel you have to wait until the offseason and do it properly and get some value, because some of the offers right now, for me, they're comical. But I'm not saying they wouldn't happen like that. I'm just saying I personally, as the general manager, would not even touch any of those offers. But yeah.
Yep. I know it's so tricky because, and we're not the only ones saying this. Everyone's talking about this. We are not. Dollywall always goes on about this. We're not dealing from a position of strength, for so many reasons. He's got his no movement, so he's got to actually technically approve the trade. He's not playing well. Petey's not playing well. He makes a lot of money. There's just so much going on. And I'm with you. I would somehow, like playoffs or not, I would love it if they did not rush to trade Miller. I'm presuming Miller over Petey. It's not necessarily my preference, but I could see why they would do that. But I could also see there's merit in waiting and not and at least make it to the Four Nations face-off. And then you have 2 weeks where not because Miller's playing against Petey. Wouldn't that be amazing if they did the opening face-off USA versus Sweden? But regardless, at least you have another 2 weeks to figure things out, right? It's almost like an implemented, because there's not like there's a moratorium on trades or whatever. You can do whatever you want during those 2 weeks, I think. So we'll see. It just buys you a little bit more time.
Let them drop the gloves, eh? That would be the greatest NHL story of all time, I think, if that happened. But let me say one last thing about Pettersson. Like, I'm not saying you got to trade this lovely gentleman as well, but what I will be saying this, or I will say this, and I will mention his name. Like, Taj did make one really good point, and that was back when the Horvat Miller stuff was going on. Yeah. Everybody said Miller was definitely going to be gone. Everybody, and then all of a sudden, blindside Horvat got traded, kind of out of nowhere. If they feel they're just not going to get any value, like the proper value for a guy like JT Miller, and we already know this management group is not the biggest fans of Elias Pettersson. We know that. Like, they gave him the contract, they put pressure on him, but they criticize him a lot, right? Yeah. Maybe, just maybe, they might swerve everybody in Vancouver and cause a meltdown by trading this gentleman over here.
Right. Yes, I'm looking at that tweet now. This is the same thing that happened with Miller and Horvat, and they suddenly decided to trade Horvat. Yeah. Do they do the same thing now with EP? So, because Taj is notoriously a Pettersson guy, right?
Yes, he's a big Pettersson. I don't know who he is. I like kind of bantering back and forth with him. I don't hate anybody like in the world, really. I'm actually really like down chill. So like I don't hate anybody. I obviously have a difference in opinion when it comes to JT Miller and Pettersson there. I like both those guys. I would not trade either of them. But if you had to, Miller probably makes more sense in the offseason. But I definitely wouldn't trade him now for pennies on a dollar. That's for sure. Yep.
I'm with you. And I know Rev Trev is a Miller guy too. I've always said from the very start, I would keep PD over Miller. That doesn't mean I don't like Miller. I just think there's just more, it just makes sense. But yeah, I am a Canucks fan. That's what I am. I just want, and I don't even know. And this is my whole point of my show last night, Jake, was I wasn't even sure. I titled my show, Can the Canucks Salvage the Season? But I don't even know if they should, honestly. Like, just to get wiped out in the first round from Winnipeg, Vegas, or Edmonton. I get that you can make the playoffs, anything can happen. Like, I get that. And even Irvin made a funny joke about this. Guys, the Blues were bottom of the league and went on, oh, forget it, we're cooked.
That was a crazy run by the Blues.
Yeah, so I'll ask you this, and then we'll get to questions. Do you, are you of the believer that get in and anything can happen, or are you of the believer that get in and we're going to get our butt whooped?
Can you give me 2.5, 3 more weeks to make that answer? Because I want to see what's going to happen here with I want to see at least before the Four Nations to see where we're at. Because if we're still around like that 5 to 7 point away from the playoff mark, I say you need to really think about the future. You have to we haven't even talked Brock Besser yet. Like that's a doozy of a scenario too, because that UFA market is rough for wingers.
Do that right now. Talk about Besser for a minute, and then we'll go into the questions.
Okay, he's having a decent season once again, but are we gonna the problem is the UFA market this year for wingers is like tragic. Like obviously there's the top end guys, but we're probably not going to go out and get a guy like Granton and stuff like that. Yeah. So when you're looking down, like there really isn't too many crazy names. Like the only names I thought maybe would make sense for me as a winger is like maybe like Nyquist or something like that. I don't mind, but it's just Brock Besser is playing good. And he's a nice guy, and people love him. But are we doing a culture change here? If JT Miller by himself is not as much of a culture change, well, I'm telling you, Brock Besser and JT would be. So the question is, how much do they also like Brock Besser? Like his skating is not the best, but again, like we saw the playoffs, right? Like last season, and he was amazing in the playoffs. Brock Besser
Yes.
was. Other than JT Miller, he was our probably second best forward on that playoff run. So, like, you don't absolutely need to have a lot of like speed. You just need to be, you know, high hockey IQ and some awareness and everything. And
Sure.
yeah.
All right, you ready to do some questions?
Sure.
It's a perfect one to start with because we talked about goaltenders, we talked about defense, we talked about forwards. How much culpability does Rick Tocchet have in all of this?
Well, at the beginning of the season, or sorry, like if you asked me like a month ago, I would say none. Like I really think that this wasn't a Rick Tocchet issue whatsoever. But you know what? It's I'm seeing frustration from Rick Tocchet, which I haven't seen here in since his time. And his system, I gotta admit, man, like there is some flaws in his system, and he's making some decisions that are weird to me. Like Brandstrom, for example, wasn't playing. I know he wasn't the best defensively, but man, he can pass the puck at least. And so like there's that, and it's just some of the decisions he's making recently with the lines. Some of them don't really make sense. Like I would love to see a guy like Sherwood have more of. I know he's hurt now, but get more of an opportunity and tops to add more speed because he did it for like 1 or 2 games. I thought he looked all right, and then kind of just let it go. So sorry. I don't know. Yeah.
Is there one thing that the Canucks could do differently on the penalty kill, or were they just facing a very potent power play tonight?
On the penalty kill or power play?
On the Canucks penalty kill because they didn't get a power play tonight, right? So
for tonight. Oh, you mean for tonight?
Yeah.
Well, Desharnais he's one of our best penalty killers, and he was in the box for 2 of the goals, I believe, right? So, you know, we had Forbert and who's the other good penalty killer on our team. So you remove one of the guys, and obviously we didn't cover very well for him. Like the one thing Desharnais and that does well is penalty killing. Like that is his specialty.
Yeah.
That's probably why he's in the NHL for so long.
Yeah. Swervin Irvin, how would you describe Hronek's game tonight, and why would you use the word horrific, or as Charles Barkley would say, turbo? He was terrible.
He wasn't great, but a lot of the defense wasn't great tonight, to be completely honest. And, you know, I don't think he's 100% yet. I think he's kind of playing still through a little bit. You know, he decided not. Did he do the surgery? No.
No. What's funny is, it's not funny. He got hurt his shoulder, but he used the time recuperating his shoulder to get surgery done on something lower body. So he didn't get surgery on the shoulder.
Oh, okay. So I think he's not 100% quite there yet, but hopefully he gets there soon.
Sure. I agrees with you about the Brandstrom. Canucks were 14-6-2 when Brandstrom played 22 games straight. So I'm with you. He was great offensively. I know his defensive metrics started to slide a lot, and that's why. And Tocchet even mentioned a couple of times you got to play defense. So, but yeah, it looked a lot different. I don't know if it'd be better. It looked a lot different with him though.
But okay. So I saw the metrics, of course. Like he got caved inside our own zone. But isn't that the job of the coaching staff to teach this guy? Hey, you know what? You got to position better here and there. You just don't give him 3-4 games of getting caved and you know say nothing else when he's still picking up points and he's still pushing the puck and the pace. I would love to see how many goals we scored during that time when he was playing too. What's the percentage of goals as well? Because that would be a very interesting stat to see with Brandstrom. But I'm not saying he's the solution here. Please do not take this out of context. I'm just saying like if you throw enough little things, eventually it becomes a big thing. So I think that would be one of the little things.
Tell me how a team this talented has not won back-to-back games since December, the start of December.
I have no idea. You tell me.
It's crazy. I can't tell you. That's why I asked you.
It makes no sense. They're way too talented of a hockey team. It's a combination. Like I said earlier, the defense is not playing. Like they're not playing bad. It's like recently they have, but like the week before that, they were playing good system defense for a little bit, but they just can't move the puck properly. They can't make a pass properly. And when Quinn Hughes is not doing 99% of the stuff, and he's maybe having an off night or something, there's no one there to really support him. And that's a huge problem.
Yeah. November 29, they beat Buffalo, that amazing Buffalo team. And then December 1st, they beat Detroit, and we have not won 2 in a row since then. The Honorable James Moore. Nice to see you, James. Sign Besser now, trade before the deadline for some value, or push for wild card and let him walk.
Oh, is that a lawyer? Look at that nice suit.
Yeah, no, he's I can say because anyone can look it up. He's a former federal MP.
Oh my!
So when I call him Honorable James Moore, it's because he was the Honorable James Moore.
Wow. Well.
Yeah, good guy.
I'm trying to think of a good joke. I just can't think of anything right now.
That's all right. That's all
right. Sign Besser now. Trade before the deadline for some value, or push for a wild card.
Well, I'll say I don't sign him. I'm not signing him.
And like even if they, let's just say hypothetically they win 2 games in a row. Okay, they go on a heater, right? And before the 4 Nations and before the trade deadline, you wouldn't trade him. Or you wouldn't sign him?
No, maybe I'm listening to the wrong people, but everyone I hear says it's going to start with an 8. I'm not signing him for $8 million.
I think he can get probably even 9 or maybe like 8.75 in the market. Look at like Clay. I don't know, when you have time, you got to throw up that UFA winger list. Maybe you can do that even right now. You can see while I just kind of talk to the lovely community you have here. And all the people on Twitter and everywhere listening in.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So,
other than the top guys, obviously.
Okay.
Like Rantanen obviously is not coming to Vancouver.
You're right. It drops off after Rant. So wingers, it's Marner, Rantanen, Ehlers, Besser, Nelson, then Giroux, Tavares, Duchesne, Orlov, Nyquist, Vetrano, and Ben. Maybe a couple of those guys have new contracts, but yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Like you have the top 3-4 guys, and then absolutely disappears off the earth. So, and like a lot of those guys that are centers, like there's such a thin center market too, so you can't even play some of those guys on the wing either for like a versatility. That's why a guy like Suter, for example, might get some decent value there. But it's I would trade for me personally. I would trade Brock Besser, just get some value, and then use that kind of assets to trade it, because we're not rebuilding. Okay, I'm letting you guys know the Canucks, there's no chance they're rebuilding. They're going to be retooling. So I'm sorry, don't even get excited at your draft pick. It's probably going to be traded by the time off-season hits. I'll
like Horvat. Yes, you got it. Do you think Fillmore asked, do you think JT could be a missing piece for another team in a Stanley Cup run? And he mentions the Blue Jackets, for instance. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, Blue Jackets, I think, are not ready yet. I know they're playing way better now, and they're winning a lot of games, and they're extremely young and talented team. I don't think they're ready to make that run, but hey, we saw Carolina make a crazy run and won a Stanley Cup. We saw the St. Louis Blues make a crazy run, so you never know. I like JT Miller like in a fit on the New York Rangers. I know that's been rumored a lot. I know like they need a kick in the bum a little bit. I know they've been playing better recently, but he adds a completely different element on that team. If he doesn't I don't know, not destroy the locker room. That sounds too dramatic, but if he can mesh well with the guys there, at least he has a 1 or 2 year shelf life with, the intensity he brings. And man, like they need someone that can match up, and like that would be a very good spot for him. Also, I like the Carolina Hurricanes going and getting some more just big talent. And trust me, like JT, like he's struggling this year, but let's not sugarcoat the fact in the last 3 seasons he was a top 10 scorer, and he was our best player in the playoffs as recent as last season. We're talking about last season, 7 months ago. This guy has his name chanting. I remember even during the regular season, at the beginning of the season, they were saying, I'm getting sick and tired of all those people chanting JT Miller. This is going to be becoming a thing all year. Well, I think that was the last time we heard his name chanted.
Survivor Series. Okay. Three last questions. You think Lankinen's healthy? He plays against Washington. I think so. It's about time, right? Got to give Demko a break. And if Lankinen's healthy.
I was at Survivor Series.
Oh, yeah, I know you were. That's why I said it.
Jumping in on that JT Miller.
Yeah.
And when he did have his leave, when I felt so bad because no one really knew what was going on, right? Yeah. No one had a clue, right? And we just wanted him to be happy and healthy and come back and kick some bum, right? So I don't know. Can we say even ass in here? I don't know.
You can say it. Say as much as you want.
Okay. I've never said kick that bum before in my life. I always said it twice in the span of 3 minutes.
That's my biggest insult. I always threaten to kick my kids' bums. Yeah. Demko doesn't look great. You think Lankinen plays versus Washington if he's healthy? I do. If he's healthy, I think Lankinen plays on Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah. you got to give Demko a bit of a break. Last two questions. I like this one from Irvin. I asked Clay about this last night, so this is on you, Jake. If you're Quinn Hughes and this core is dismantled, how's the temptation to join his brothers in New Jersey?
Very high. Yeah. Unless Quinn Hughes is the one leading the dismantling and saying, hey, get these guys out of here, and I want this, and this. But if that doesn't happen, they're not gonna. First of all, the Canucks they're not gonna be that dumb. They're not gonna do anything unless Quinn Hughes basically gives them the okay. Because this guy is our franchise. If Quinn Hughes leaves the Vancouver Canucks, you are entering a rebuild. I'm sorry, it's gonna happen.
You're even right. No, go ahead. Sorry. Even if you get
even if he, because I don't think Quinn would just leave. You would probably trade him, right? Like even if you get a package of some good players, like I'm sorry, if he leaves, we're done.
Awesome. And I'm gonna show the last two donations, and the last one has a question on it, so you get like 20 seconds to think about your answer. So thank you, RSA, for the Swedish Krones, the $20 in Swedish Krones. I have no idea what that is in Canadian, but I appreciate it. Don't need JT. We have Monahan, tank for McKenna. So thank you, RSA. And Harry Ma will end with this. Which player do you think the Canucks will pick up during the trade deadline? Let me play the go horn first. So thank you, RSA, for the Krones, and thank you, Harry Ma, for the donation. Let's give some love to both of them in the chat. Let's end with this. We want to talk about trades. Who could the Canucks pick up? And I guess it depends on context, right? If they're selling, buying, or trying to make a hockey trade.
First round draft pick for Brock Besser. that's the come on. Like I love the question. I really do. I don't know what's gonna happen. There's still too much in the air right now to see which direction this team is gonna go.
Yeah.
There's no way they're gonna go and add right this second, because we're out of the playoff spot right now. That would be kind of crazy unless you protect the pick very significantly. So I would say, if let's just say we're in a playoff spot, well, we have to add a top 4 defenseman, and then the question is, are we trading JT Miller? So if we keep JT Miller, well, then you have to add a top 4 defenseman. If we trade JT Miller, well, then you're not adding a top 4 defenseman. You're adding nothing.
And you're right. And the fact that we're out of a playoff spot, and the flip side of that is there are so many teams, especially in the Eastern Conference, that are still fighting for a playoff spot. No one is going to give up any assets of note if they think that they are going to make the playoffs, unless they are, like you said, getting JT Miller or someone like that for pennies on a dollar. So I agree with you. I think it's still too early. And that's why I think this 2 week of 4 Nations face-off time is going to be fascinating, because by then, that's 2 weeks from now, we'll have a tiny bit more clarity on the standings, and maybe there'll be a more distinct market between buyers and sellers. I'm going to swerve and Irvin. I'm going to recognize your donation in a second. I'm going to let Jake go first, and then I'll do my wrap up. Doodle Hockey Euro, I go back and forth between, it's not like anyone doesn't know your name is Jake, but thank you, man. I tell everyone, I usually do this at the start, but I got so excited to bring you on. Tell everyone about your channel, where they can find you on YouTube, what your plans are, and all that good stuff.
Well, I'm doing wrestling YouTube right now. I love doing that. I have an amazing community over there. I just had a big return from there in the last few months, and it's been incredibly successful. I can't believe it. Like, to be honest, I thought it's going to be struggles for a while because I was gone for so long. So there's that. But as for this, right now, the only real place to find me, because I haven't done my YouTube stuff yet, is at Doodle Hockey X on Twitter. I am active on there, usually going back and forth with some Twitter people, and it's to be honest, like just like you, Clay, I try to be as positive as possible, and I usually try to stay away from negativity. But like bantering is fun once in a while, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Sure. So as long as you can do it respectfully and lighthearted, that's fine. Yeah.
And if you want to see Doodle Hockey on YouTube, just come to one of my shows or one of Rev Trev's shows. He's always helping us out too. And truly, tonight you really helped me, because A, I didn't watch the game, and B, I think despite the Canucks woes, I've done a pretty good job of staying even keeled, even positive, not like to make fun of the team, but what else can you do? And you've helped bring that levity and that fun one more time. So I appreciate.
When is your next subathon type thing, the 24-hour stream?
So that's supposed to be not even an annual thing, a biannual thing. That's every 2 years. I've only done 2. So I went 3 years ago. I did a 24-hour. 2 years ago, I did a 12-hour. This season, as you know, I did a 24-hour. So maybe we'll think of something new. Why you want to join in?
Yeah, I want to for sure. You should do it every single year, 100%. That was awesome. It was so great.
Oh no, and it was great having you on when you came like the worst. I mean, best time for me, worst time for you. But I know you were up and
you cut me. You cut me from it. Did you hear this, guys? He cut me. No, I'm just kidding. It was just like a problem with the YouTube thing.
Yeah, I would have loved to know that whole batch. I would have loved to have you guys. Yeah, the tortilla got cut. You got cut, but
tortilla got cut too.
Yeah, so that I'm sadly that block of 6 hours, because of the way I messed up the way I uploaded it. I missed you. It was a great segment too. It was you. It was Knuckhead. And it was the tortilla slap, and it was my boys taking their hour because they're. You saw that the boys were hilarious, right? So that whole chunk is missing from YouTube, unfortunately.
Wow, I see me getting cut, no big deal, but the tortilla getting cut, that's devastating.
I know. We'll immortalize it in other ways. Well, all right. Jake, thanks man. I appreciate you joining me, and I'll message you over the weekend, brother.
Thanks, guys. Take care. This guy, wait. Don't trade any of these guys. And Clay, you're fantastic, man. You're the best. All right, man. Cheers.
Same to you, brother. Thanks again. Okay, friends, that was Doodle Hockey. Jake doing some great wrestling content, doing some great content actually on X. He's putting a slow release on his YouTube channel when it comes to hockey, but once he does it, I'm sure it's gonna be just as good as everything else he does. Swerve and Irvin, let's recognize your donation. Maybe Quinn asked for the dismantling and then asked management to bring his brothers to Vancouver. Wow. That's like a wrestling storyline or something. That would be pretty cool. That would be the ultimate swerve suggested by Swerve and Irvin. So let's give Irvin some love in the chat. Uncle is here. Hey, Uncle. Nice to see you guys. It is 12 o'clock, past 12 actually. So I am going to end it here. Edison, I got your email. Thank you. I haven't replied yet. But what March 7 game, what I do is first intermission, any game I'm at, the first intermission, I meet people outside of section 316 in the Legends locker room display. So yes, I'll message you certainly before March the 7th, but yes, I usually do a quick meetup in the first intermission of games. Okay, friends. Yes, I think that is Uncle Elite. It is the good uncle for sure. And he says, blow it up. I think this is the first time it's Uncle's time in one of my shows, which is pretty cool. Okay, friends, I'm going to wrap up here. Again, no shows on Friday and Saturday. So enjoy your couple days break from me. I'll be back on Sunday. Sunday night also, it is the group Zoom chat for Legends and Hall of Fame members. So I'll make sure that I contact you about that as well. So thanks everyone for being here. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thanks for your support. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On your way out, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe. You can leave a late donation and make sure to rate the bad dad joke out of 10. Thank you to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. And thanks to all of you once again. Oh yeah, and to everyone who went above and beyond tonight. Fangirl started us off with a donation. Thank you. RSA with the 5-month membership message. Harry with the $5 donation. RSA with the 20 Swedish krone donation. And Swerve and Irvin with the $7 donation. I appreciate all of you for going above and beyond. Okay, friends. Thanks for being here. I will see you guys on Sunday night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves. And take care of each other. What did Benjamin Franklin say when he discovered electricity? Nothing, actually. He was too shocked. Too shocked. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah.